Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All my happy and healthy students. Kita ketemu lagi hari ini dengan topik bahasan Cooperative Language Learning. Minggu kemarin kita sudah membahas tentang Cooperative Learning secara umum. Apa definisi dari Cooperative Learning, kemudian prinsip-prinsip Cooperative Learning, dan mengapa kita sebaiknya menggunakan cooperative learning. Nah, kali ini kita akan membahas cooperative learning ketika kita akan menggunakannya dalam pembelajaran bahasa. Oke, ada 7 model-model pembelajaran yang Ibu coba pilihkan kepada kalian hari ini. 7 model-model pembelajaran ini mungkin kalian sudah mengenalnya, beberapa kali sudah pernah kalian pakai, tapi untuk mereka yang belum pernah menggunakan cooperative learning, mungkin ini bisa menginspirasi kalian untuk digunakan ke depannya ketika kalian akan mengajar bahasa Inggris kepada siswa atau mahasiswa kalian dengan menerapkan pendekatan cooperative learning. Yang pertama adalah jigsaw. Think, pair, share, inside and outside circle, numbered head together, round table, snowball toss, and four corners. Alright, jadi apa sih cooperative language learning itu? Cooperative language learning is based on the ideas that second language learning can be best done in heterogeneous groups. Jadi pembelajaran cooperative learning ini berdasarkan pada ide bahwa pembelajaran bahasa sebagai bahasa kedua ataupun sebagai bahasa asing seperti kita di Indonesia akan sangat baik digunakan ketika dalam kelompok dengan anggota kelompok yang memiliki kemampuan berbahasa yang berbeda atau heterogen. Kenapa pembelajaran bahasa harus menggunakan cooperative learning? Ya, karena pembelajaran bahasa bertujuan untuk mengembangkan kemampuan berkomunikasi. Sedangkan berkomunikasi tidak bisa dilakukan hanya sendirian, tapi harus melibatkan lawan bicara. Sedangkan pembelajaran bahasa itu sendiri sejatinya berupa kemampuan praktek. Jadi semakin sering kita mempraktekkan penggunaan bahasa itu, maka semakin bagus kemampuan berbahasa kita itu. Jadi sangat cocok sekali jika model pembelajaran cooperative learning ini digunakan dalam pembelajaran bahasa. Oke, jadi berikut ini Ibu pilihkan beberapa video yang bisa memberikan ilustrasi bagaimana penggunaan pendekatan-pendekatan ini dalam pembelajaran bahasa di kelas. Model cooperative learning yang pertama adalah jigsaw. Jigsaw ini baik digunakan ketika kita ingin mendiskusikan satu topik yang banyak, tapi kita cuma butuh waktu sedikit. Jadi kekhususan dari jigsaw ini adalah adanya home group dan adanya expert group. Oke, simak penjelasan video berikut untuk memahami penggunaan jigsaw dalam pembelajaran bahasa.
Using active learning strategies is a proven method to increase engagement and learning in your classroom. There are numerous great strategies available, but today we want to focus on one that's not only active but also student-centered. This activity is called jigsaw, just like the type of puzzle. In this case though, your puzzle pieces will be bits of information about your lesson. We're going to use vocabulary for the purposes of this demonstration. However, general content topics, primary sources, pieces of a story, and more can be used for jigsaw. Begin by printing one copy of your vocabulary list with definitions. Then cut the list up so there's only 1 or 2 words per piece of paper. Then print off the vocabulary list without definitions. You'll need one for each student in your class. Have your students get into their assigned groups and provide each group with 1 or 2 of the words with definitions. All of the students will receive a copy of the full list without definitions. Allow the groups to discuss their vocabulary word with each other and write the definition down on their sheet with all of the other vocabulary words.
Which word did we get?
Bacteria. It says single-cell microorganisms that are found in diverse environments. They can be malicious, helpful, or harmless.
That's interesting. I thought bacteria was always bad and made you sick.
Yeah, gross.
Actually, I heard that bacteria in your stomach helps digest food.
Neat.
After you've given your students time to go over the definition and write it down, it's time for them to get moving and teach each other. Half of each group will stay at the table while the other half will begin to rotate to other groups. One of the easiest ways to do this is to display a rotation chart at the front of the room for reference. Once students have arrived, have each group teach each other their definitions.
Hey, which word did your group have?
We had ecology.
It's a part of biology that deals with the locations of organisms and how they interact with each other and the environment.
Oh, I see how that relates to our word, bacteria.
Once each group has shared their information and recorded it on their individual sheets, it's time to resume rotating. You'll continue this process until each group arrives back to their starting tables. Now each student has every definition for each vocabulary word. Be sure to call on a few students to share what they've learned. And you should also consider temporarily collecting the sheets to double check for accuracy and completion. Jigsaw is a great active learning strategy that gets students moving and teaching one another. Try it out the next time you've got big blocks of information to cover. It'll save your voice and increase your student engagement.
Think Pair Share adalah model pembelajaran kooperatif dalam bahasa yang cukup mudah dilakukan karena langkah-langkahnya tidak rumit, sesuai dengan judulnya Think Pair Share. Jadi akan ada beberapa pembagian waktu di mana kelompok tersebut akan diberi waktu untuk berpikir sendiri secara individu, kemudian mendiskusikannya dengan kelompoknya, dan kemudian membagikannya dengan kelas.
Think, Pair, Share, a cooperative discussion activity. Think, Pair, Share is a great way to put your heads together with a partner to provide the best possible answer to a question. Here's how it works. To begin, your teacher is going to ask you to think about a critical question. It may be an experience you've had or your opinion on a topic. Think carefully about the question your teacher asks. Continue thinking quietly to yourself about the topic until your teacher calls time. During the pair portion of this activity, your teacher is going to ask you to turn to your elbow partner. An elbow partner is someone you are sitting close to at your desk or table. With your elbow partner, you'll be asked to talk about the answer you each came up with. When you share, you each get a chance to talk about what you thought about. Designate one person to go first. Allow that person an opportunity to talk about the issue they were told to think about. Next, allow the other person an opportunity to share his perspective. This will continue until your teacher calls time. During the share phase, your teacher will ask you to share the thoughts, opinions, or ideas that you and your elbow partner came up with. Raise your hand to share your thoughts, and your teacher will call on you. Think, Pair, Share, a cooperative discussion activity.
Inside and outside circle sangat bagus sekali digunakan untuk memberikan kesempatan siswa kita untuk mempraktekkan berbahasa Inggris dengan waktu yang lebih banyak dan dengan jumlah siswa yang berbeda-beda. Jadi akan ada dua lingkaran, lingkaran yang di dalam itu akan menghadap keluar, sedangkan lingkaran yang di luar akan menghadap ke dalam, sehingga setiap siswa akan berhadap-hadapan. Misalnya setiap detik, setiap 3 detik atau setiap 5 detik mereka harus berpindah. Jadi misalnya yang di dalam saja atau yang di luar saja yang berpindah, sehingga setiap 3 detik setiap orang akan menghadap orang yang berbeda dan mereka akan mendiskusikan beberapa hal yang berbeda dengan topik besar misalnya.
My name is Kathy Gierinko, and I teach humanities kindergarten through 5th, and this year I'm focusing on math. I use Kagan strategy every week. One that I really like for my class is inside-outside circle. And I like it because all of the kids are engaged, and it's a quick check for me to see who is understanding and who's not. We're not waiting for one person to answer a question while everybody else is sitting around waiting to listen to the answer and for their turn. So I can do it inside the classroom. I can take the kids outside on the playground and do it on nice days. And it works really well with math facts, definitions, even as the beginning of the year warm up for things about me that they want to share with each other. It works great.
All right, guys, today we're going to do a really fun activity called Inside-Outside Circles. It's going to give you a chance to work with a partner and then have an easy way to have many different partners. And today you're going to be sharing something about Thanksgiving with your partner. You're going to be telling them either one thing you really like about Thanksgiving dinner or maybe something that you don't like about Thanksgiving dinner. All right, so first of all, let's stand up and circle up. Oh. Very good. Now I want you to turn and face a partner. And have one partner stand on the inside, the other partner is going to stand on the outside. Outside circle, raise your hand. You guys are partner A. Inside circle, raise your hand. We are partner B. We're going to do a Thanksgiving poem, and then you're going to take turns telling your partners what's your favorite or your least favorite thing about Thanksgiving feast or Thanksgiving dinner is. And then we'll rotate and give you a chance to work with different partners. Are we ready? Yes. Here we go. Thanksgiving dinner is a great big feast. Tell me what you like the most or even like the least. Partner A's answer. Alright, inside circles, move one space over. And here we go. Thanksgiving dinner is a great big feast. Tell me what you like the most or even like the least. Alright, awesome. Boys and girls, go back to your assigned seats. We're going to demonstrate a different way to form the inside-outside circle. So the first way we started off in one big circle, you turned and faced a partner, and then one partner moved to the inside and the other partner stayed on the outside. This time I'm going to show you a different way. You're going to stand up, partner up, just wherever you are, partner up. Show you belong to each other by holding your hands together until everyone has a partner. Raise your hand if you still need a partner. Go find someone, partner up. There's one right here next to you. Okay, now take your partner and one of you is going to stand on the outside of our circle shape and one of you faces on the inside.
All right, rotate.
Bye-bye.
Shake hands.
Fifteen plus 2, 10. 8 plus 3, 2 plus 13, 2 plus 7. 12.
I like Kagan strategies because it engages the kids in a way where they're not sitting waiting for one person to answer a question. It keeps them alert, keeps them active and engaged, and they get used to sharing, they get used to listening to each other, which is a skill, taking turns, asking each other questions, repeating what they learned from their partner, and taking turns, social skills, manners. So it's important to me.
When I did the activity, I didn't know how it was going to work, but then once I played it, it started to get fun, and it's awesome.
Boys and girls, give me 5. Please put your books back in a nice neat pile at the end of your table. Not yet. Victoria, not yet. All right. Mr. Tarantino's class. Today we're going to be doing an activity called talking chips. At each of your tables, your team has a little bin of farm animals. You're going to be getting these in just one moment, but please listen to directions first. Each person is going to get a pair of talking animals, talking chips. You're going to put them in front of you at your seat. These are not toys. We're not going to be playing with them. We're not going to be doing little puppet shows with them. What we're going to be doing with them is keeping track of how many turns each of you have had to share the information you just learned from the nonfiction books you've been reading. So, when everyone has 2 talking chips in front of them, I want the extras put back with your books. We don't need the extras. Each one of you, if you'll look up at the board, will have 2 talking chips in front of you. When you feel ready to share some information from the nonfiction books that you have learned, you're going to take one of your talking chips and set it in the middle. That tells your team that it is your turn to talk and it is their turn to listen. Okay? You're going to share one fact about one thing that you learned from the nonfiction books that you've been reading. When you're done sharing, whoever is ready will put their talking chip in the center and they will share. So if I read a book about dachshunds, there's a book about dachshunds at table 1, I might say, I read a book about dachshunds and I learned that dachshunds came from Germany. Okay? When I was done, the next person would go. Whoever is ready. If the person who has the little sheep wants to go again, they're certainly welcome to do so. If the person who has the rabbits isn't ready yet, we're not going to force them to share their information until they're ready. But everyone gets 2 turns, sharing one fact at a time until everyone has shared twice. Once everyone has shared twice, you're going to get your talking chips back from the center of your team, and you're going to begin again with new facts. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Okay. Can you move us to low flow mode, please? And everyone, grab your blue bin. Get. All right. I love how Dane is waiting patiently for his teammates to finish getting their chips. Thank you, Dane. Team 4, it looks like you're ready. Go ahead and begin. Team 1 as well. Team 3.
In tornadoes, when tornadoes happen, the houses, if you get in a tornado, you could get really hurt. If the people that study weather say that the volcano tornado is going to be really bad, then they're going to tell you to leave the city. I read a book about snails, and one of the facts was that underwater they actually close their nostrils to actually breathe. And
Right. Talking chips is a great strategy to use to ensure that all students are participating and that no one is dominating the conversation. One thing that I've noticed is maybe use a less fun talking chip that the kids don't want to play with would be my suggestion. So why Kagan structures? Using Kagan follows the work smarter, not harder philosophy. All Kagan structures are instructional strategies designed to promote cooperation and communication in the classroom, boost students' confidence, and retain their interest in classroom interaction. The structure you choose to enhance your curriculum can help get even the quietest student to contribute to the discussion, make your more eager students wait their turn and listen a little closer to their peers, and even make your classroom a more engaging and empowered place to learn. There isn't a standard or area of the curriculum that can't be boosted with the use of a Kagan structure. Whether you use mix, pair, share, inside-outside circle, talking chips, or any
any of the other strategies. Rest assured that there are many options just right for the content and your classroom. On behalf of all of us here at Reese Elementary School, we hope that you're able to find the use of Kagan structures in your classroom as beneficial as we found them to be. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Carson. I hope you like the Kaizen video, and I hope you use it for your teaching.
Jelly in the bowl. Jelly in the bowl.
Number head together juga sangat bagus digunakan untuk memastikan bahwa setiap anak di kelas kita itu aktif. Dan biasanya ini akan digunakan pada kelas reading comprehension. Setiap anak diberikan nomor dan mereka akan bekerja dalam satu kelompok, dan nanti setiap orang di dalam kelompok itu harus benar-benar tahu jawaban apa dari kelompok mereka, karena kita tidak pernah tahu gurunya akan menyebut nomor berapa yang harus mempresentasikannya di kelas. Lebih jelas lagi simak videonya ya.
Numbered heads, a cooperative learning method. Students number off in this case from 1 to 6, or you can assign numbers to the kids at each table group. I write them on their desk. This group only has 3 kids, so each kid is assigned 2 numbers. Step 2. The teacher announces the task and the time limit. I usually give them time to work by themselves and write down their own thoughts before they share. Step 3. Students put their heads together to do the activity and ensure that the whole group completes the task. I have the timer on my overhead and I always give them 1 minute warning. For this activity, I gave them a paragraph from the benchmark and they had to discuss what it meant. Step 4. The teacher calls a number and that person from each group shares their answer with the whole class. You can either call out a number, roll a dice, or pick from a popsicle stick. If the person speaking doesn't know, then they put heads together again, but only the number called is the person who presents to the class.
Selanjutnya adalah round table atau rally table. Ini model yang bisa digunakan untuk memperdalam reading skill ataupun reading comprehensions ataupun speaking skill atau writing and speaking.
Students work in small groups to respond to the same question at the same time on their own individual whiteboard. Once they add one response to the question, they pass the board clockwise to a teammate, and this way they get a new board and add a new response. This goes until the teacher calls time.
Making sure that you read the previous response so you don't repeat somebody else's writing. and then we will read it out together. See.
The biggest benefit for me in using this Kagan structure is the increased level of motivation and participation. Students have to work a little harder as they have to read the previous response and to make sure they don't write the same answer. This also helps build a sense of community in your classroom while reducing the affective filter for your language learners and reducing the stress level for your shy students, while gently involving them in working with another student or in a small group. For this rally table activity, I chose 2 questions from our vocabulary practice book that I knew my students could use extra practice with. I made a copy, cut them out, pasted them on sticky paper that could easily be placed on the whiteboards and reused again with future students.
What could you do to reduce the amount of water you use? Okay, so
you could take short showers and not take your bath.
Okay. You read this one.
When you're brushing your teeth, turn off the sink.
Okay, and Kevin, read this response.
When you clean your teeth, that all you waste go to waste.
That all water goes to waste.
All water goes to waste.
Okay, nice.
Nah, snowball toss ini seru nih. Kita seperti bermain gitu. Tapi sebenarnya kita belajar. Jadi buat mereka, setiap orang di kelas kita minta mereka untuk menuliskan suatu pertanyaan di dalam sebuah kertas dan minta mereka melempar kertas tersebut, dan nanti ketika diambil mereka harus menjawab pertanyaan yang ada di dalam kertas itu.
Gentlemen, what have we learned about stress from the week's discussion?
Today we did an activity in my classroom where we talked about stress.
We're going to do like the snowball activity, okay?
I'm trying to get them to know how to identify stress and then know how to be able to adapt and cope and work with that.
Gentlemen, go ahead and take 1 minute to finish up.
After they wrote down their stress, they balled up the paper. I asked them, what should you do with stress? And they said, get rid of it. So let's get rid of the stress. And we had a snowball fight.
Everybody ready?
Go! The idea is that we're moving around, we're able to have fun, laugh, scream, be loud, and then have that discussion about stress.
Everybody get a snowball.
Afterwards, they unwrapped the snowball and they read what their peer was stressed about.
Who'd like to begin?
I learned that stress can cause many things like depression.
They got up, it was interactive and it was hands-on. They were able to have a conversation with each other about things that they were dealing with.
I haven't felt good about myself in such a long time.
Which is promoting interpersonal skills and learning during the process.
Yang terakhir adalah four corners. Jadi di kelas kita kan ada 4 pojokan itu. Nanti kita bisa manfaatkan di setiap pojokan itu kita taruh kayak opinion gitu. Misalnya pojok 1 agree, disagree, really agree, not really agree misalnya. Terus kemudian kita berikan pertanyaan misalnya, what do you think about the online learning during the post-COVID in Indonesia recently? Kalau mereka agree, mereka pergi ke pojokan agree. Kalau disagree, mereka pergi ke pojokan disagree. Kemudian tanyakan, why are you disagree and why do you agree, for example. Easy, right?
This active engagement strategy is called Four Corners, and it doesn't require a lot of hardware. All you need is 4 pieces of poster paper. Place them on or near the corners of your room, and they should read strongly agree, somewhat disagree, and strongly disagree. You're then going to make a statement about your lesson, and you're going to tell students to move through the corner which best aligns with their opinion. Once the students are there, let them know that they're going to be responsible for sharing out their thoughts, letting you know why they chose that corner, and they can be called on at any time. Something that I really liked doing was using a timer to make sure that the students got moving, especially at the first of the activity. So today I brought some friends along with me to help me demonstrate Four Corners. Hey guys.
Hi, Mr. Pope. Hey, Mr. Pope.
Hey. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to show the audience how to do Four Corners.
Yeah, 4 corners. I love that one.
I know that one.
Let's imagine that I'm teaching a world history class and the topic of the day is Hammurabi's Code, an early set of laws. My first statement would be, laws make me a better person. All right, class, think with your feet and move to a corner. Hey, Arthur.
Hey, Mr. Pope.
Why did you choose strongly agree?
Well, the way I see it, laws are a lot like the rules of a classroom. They tell you what you can do and what you can't do. How would you know otherwise?
That's a great answer, Arthur. Thank you. All right, for our next statement, laws are important to society. Okay, class, find your corners. Hey, Jasper.
Hi, Mr. Pope.
Why did you choose somewhat disagree?
Well, do we really need laws? People are good. They'll do the right thing.
That's really interesting. Oh, Patrick, I see you over there. Why did you choose strongly agree?
Well, if there were no laws, who would protect us?
Mr. Pope, I didn't think about it that way. Can I change my mind?
Sure, Jasper, go ahead. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out today.
Sure thing, Mr. Pope.
Okay, so that are the 7 language cooperative learning model that I picked for you. I believe that you also have any other ideas. You can write down in the comment box what are other that you know that best applicated in language learning. And please answer these questions, write down in the comment box. From the models that I mentioned above, which one is more interesting and will be used by you a lot in the future? Why? Jadi dari model-model, dari 7 model yang saya sebutkan di atas itu, yang mana sih yang paling menarik perhatian kalian? Dan kenapa itu cukup menarik perhatian kalian? Tulis di comment box. Oke, terima kasih. Jadi itu adalah ini adalah referensi-referensi yang saya pakai di dalam slide. Semoga kalian dapat mengunjungi YouTube channel tersebut dan mencari inspirasi pembelajaran yang paling baik dan cocok yang bisa kalian gunakan di masa depan. Terima kasih. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay safe and healthy everybody and be happy too.